What do you say, everybody? Mick Gillispie, Cubs Baseball Channel. We have our first trade. It's been completed, and it's not the blockbuster that we thought we were getting, but it is adding some pitching help to the Cubs rotation right now. The Cubs are getting former Braves and at one time, really star pitcher Michael Soroka, and they're giving up two prospects to get him. We're going to talk about this trade right now, what it means to the Cubs, and I think it's just the start of what we're going to see the Cubs do here in the next day. They got a day to get things figured out, and it looks like this is the first one. So we're not going to do a long show. We're just going to tell you about it and then kind of sit back like it's election night and wait for the rest of the results to come in. But the first shot has been set, and it's Michael Soroka to the Cubs for some minor leaguers. Let's talk about it right now. Cubs Baseball Channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Let's go. What do you say, everybody? Mick Gillispie, Cubs Baseball Channel. And again, the Cubs are making a trade with the Nationals for Michael Soroka. Let's talk about Soroka. He's a right-hander that has been in the Nationals rotation. Jesse Rogers had a lot of information on him. Our friend, 27 years old, 3-8 record, and a 4.87 ERA and 16 starts. But Rogers puts in his post on X that he has pitched a lot better than his stats tell you. And then he said his xERA is 3.32 and that he could be a starter or someone out of the bullpen for the Cubs. Now, it's a rental acquisition. Soroka's making $3 million this year. He hits free agency again. The Cubs gave up a couple of prospects. I'm going to get into that in a second. But this is a guy that the Cubs, I think, needed. They needed some help. We were kind of hoping that they were going to go all in on maybe Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, maybe Shane Bieber. And who knows, maybe they go there. But I think they need more than one pitcher, and Soroka gives them some depth. I remember him in Atlanta, what he was able to do there. There were goods and bads. And then this year he's been with the Nationals, not a great team, but a guy that gives you obviously a chance to go out there and get some wins. And who knows, maybe a change of scenery and come to Wrigley will be just what this guy needs. Now, the Cubs are giving up two players. One of them I've seen and is a really good player in Christian Franklin, but not really considered a big-time prospect. I think he's a guy that's going to play in the big leagues, though. And a younger guy, an 18-year-old infielder, shortstop type in Ronny Cruz, okay? So what are we giving up here? Franklin's 25 years old. He's been in Iowa. He is an excellent defensive left fielder. What does that matter? I don't know, but I'm telling you, what he can do is play great defense. He also gets on base. He gets a lot of hits. He's not really a power guy, but when he gets on base, he makes things happen. He's one of those players that you look at and you say, hey, man, this guy helps you win, right? But he's Rule 5 eligible. That was a question. Was he going to be put on the Cubs 40-man roster? These are the trades you hate to make because Franklin's good. But at the same time, I was critical of the Cubs for not doing something like this with Alexander Canario or Michael Arias. Like, this is the way you have to do these things sometimes. And so you're getting something back. You're giving up a player that I think is going to, like I said, end up in the big leagues with the Nationals, maybe even this year, but you really didn't have a spot for him in the outfield because a part of it is that the Cubs have elite outfielders already that are in AAA. So Franklin was kind of one of those guys who was overlooked there, and he's gone. Now, the guy that is 18 years old and is someone that the Cubs might regret trading is Ronny Cruz, right? Third-round pick last year. He's 18 years old. He's been dealing with a little bit of, he was dealing with an injury that slowed him down, an ACL, but he's been actually a pretty good player. He is a physical specimen. He's someone that can play. You look at it and you think, hey, this guy can play a lot of positions. You can play shortstop. You can play everywhere. But the Cubs needed some help. Soroka was a White Sox last year, ended up pitching really good in relief. And then, starting again this year for the Nats. Like I said, I remember him in Atlanta, and it was kind of an up and down thing, but the ups were really high. I feel like the Cubs know that there's a lot of need for pitching right now. in this this rotation, this organization, right? So even if you get guys back, say Tyone comes back and you have extra starters, you can move him back into the bullpen. But watching the way things have gone over the last week, the downs for the Cubs have been really bad. They've given up a ton of runs. So having Soroka and adding him to the mix, I think is only going to help the Cubs. You know, they give up 2 players to get him, but look, this is just the beginning. It's not like they've given up any of their super elite players. We're not really sure what Ronny Cruz is, but Christian Franklin, we kind of have a good idea of what he is. And that is a solid player, but not considered one of those elite guys like obviously like Owen Casey or Kevin Alcantara or James Triantos, any of that level there. Although I'm telling you, he's sneaky good. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how he goes. Look, we're going to jump back on when something else happens. This was just a quick video to talk about this, that Soroka's coming. The Cubs are giving up a couple of players. Look for the Cubs to continue to make moves, and we'll have them for you right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Guys, like, subscribe, thumbs up. We'll talk to you again as soon as something